Hello Pisces, I'm Kay. Welcome to Let Intuition Tarot, Twin Flames in Recovery. So, the last couple weeks, I've been focusing on twin flame connections. Kind of like by a different method. I just thought I'd experiment and try to do the two separate polarities. So, in the mornings I've been doing yang readings for each sign, which would be if you sort of identify more as being on the light or masculine or active side of the connection, regardless of gender, because we all have a mixture of both masculine and feminine qualities, of course. And so if that seems more like you, Pisces, then this is probably the reading. Having said that, if it doesn't resonate, you can always check out the Yin Pisces reading that I'll be posting this evening, which focuses more on the shadow, feminine, or passive energies. A note to cross-watchers: while I never intend for these readings to be used for the purpose of spying on one's twin flame, I don't judge. All I ask is that you use your discernment if you are a cross-watcher, and keep in mind I will be using the term you throughout to address Pisces Yang this morning, and so you'll have to reverse roles as necessary in your head. Final shuffle here. Drop a comment and let me know, you guys, if you liked the thumbnail for your video today, because I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And I'm not saying that like in a bragging way, because I actually used an AI, art generating app to do it. It's not like I drew it myself, but anyway. So I pre-shuffled the I Ching of Love Oracle deck before I hit record, and I'm going to grab two cards from there just to start out as like an overall theme. First we have 43, the Courage of Love, and there's a glare there. The tiger is really standing out to me. So you could have been born in 74, 1986, 1998, 2010, 2022, is it? Yes. Because in this year is the dragon, I think, and last year was like the rabbit, I think. Something like that. Okay. I didn't mean to get all off into Chinese astrology, but something about that might be significant. I'll look up the meaning in the book, but first let's get the other card. And 4 plus 3 is 7. Then we have 19, listening to one another. 1 plus 9 is 10, an ending. 1 plus 0 is 1, a beginning. Might be significant as well. So let's see what the book says. Okay, 43. The Courage of Love. The oracle itself is indefinite. It's a simple warning. If you tense up in rejection, the power of love will not be able to do anything. Conversely, if that strength takes on a sense of courage within you, both to love and to accept love, then ... Okay. If that strength takes on a sense of courage within you, both to love and... Okay, I see. So yeah, I can resonate with that. I'm a fellow water sign, Pisces, and sometimes when we get hurt, we tend to feel like, we close our heart, but I take that as a message from Spirit saying to try to not do that. Then we have 19, listening to one another, and it says, the oracle heralds prosperity. You are evolving within a situation that, day after day, matures and bears fruit. Cool. Okay. So maybe you're, we'll see with the tarot here. Just get these off the table. Okay, Pisces, y'all saw me shuffle this tattoo tarot deck on camera. Now I'm just going to go ahead and lay out your cards. We have first the 3 of Wands, Aries energy. The 4 of Cups, Cancer energy. Then the Lovers, major arcana for Gemini. The 10 of Swords, more Gemini energy. Wow, Spirit's really going to challenging me there, but I'll figure it out with some clarification. Bottom row is 7 of Wands, Leo. 6 of Swords, Aquarius energy. Okay. Justice, major for Libra. And the Emperor, major for Aries. Okay. Let me take a look at this for just a second here. Okay. And I've pre-shuffled the little pocket edition Radiant Rider-Waite deck over here I'm going to use to clarify. So let's get started though. So if you consider yourself to be more on the runner side, so if you know anything about twin flames, which you obviously do because you're here, then you've probably heard of the whole runner-chaser dynamic. If you have found yourself identifying more as the runner in your connection, with perhaps like a more avoidant attachment style, you might be the one that ghosts or leaves someone on red, and you might use certain methods to self-medicate, sort of to like run away from your feelings, you know, such as substance use or whatever, you know, hooking up with multiple people, whatever. It doesn't matter what your poison is, but you run from the connection. If you find yourself more in that energy, then the message to you from Spirit is, with the 3 of Wands, somebody had a similar, they had the same card in the same position, but it was one of the Yens last night. But what had stood out to me about this the most in this position was, you know, when you run, if you can't really build anything, and even if you're not looking to build anything in terms of being sure that you want a serious commitment, you know, if that's what you're running from, you still, when you run from things and you don't get any established foundation, it can be very difficult to, to have anything to look forward to, because you don't, it's like you're not rooted enough to begin to establish something that can bear fruit. So like with the 3 of Wands, you have taken, you know, once you kind of take, okay, how do I phrase this? The vibe I'm getting is a little bit of like somebody who likes to start things but doesn't finish them. And so here it's like saying, if you have that 2 of Wands moment before, or 2 of Wands before the 3, where you make a decision, then the 3 is sort of advising you to then begin to take the next step of action. You know, you're kind of starting to see ships come in, and if you just like hang on a little bit, that your manifestations will come into fruition. But if you run, like you'll be gone too fast to begin to see, you know, more and more wands, you know, as they build. Okay. So if you find yourself more identifying with a chaser, you might have a more anxious attachment style and be the first one to reach out even when you feel like you shouldn't, that kind of energy. With the 4 of Cups, Spirit's message for you is that they see, you know, your fear of rejection, and how sometimes you kind of, I'm picking up on somebody that meets somebody that they really start to click with and says to them off the rip, I'm not looking for a relationship, I just want to make this a sex thing. Whether male or female, this person says this though, not because they actually really feel that way, but because they're afraid that they will, it's like their way of getting someone to be intimate with them, but without having the expectation for oneself that one can be treated with more value than as a piece of tail. So it's like, okay, I'll just say that up front, and that way when this person never chooses me or wants to be with me or rejects me for whatever reason, I can tell myself that I'm the one who, you know, either caused the whole problem by saying that from the beginning, which we know is bullshit, because if the other person fell in love, they would challenge that, you know, or it could just be that, you know, I was so afraid of getting hurt and stuff that, you know, I sabotaged it. So it's like it always kind of ends up being your fault. So the urge to chase is coming from a need to heal that wound by finally, like, being chosen, that kind of energy. Okay, I'm not going to clarify either of those. Well, I will actually, because, it's one thing to say just like, well, Spirit is seeing that about you, but let me try to get a card or two, because with the Three of Wands, they had a little bit of added advice in there. Spirit, please clarify the Four of Cups for Pisces Yang Collective. 3 cards or less? Okay. One of them flipped over. Where did it go? Oh, okay. So we have the Hierophant, which is major for Taurus energy. Yeah, I feel that the first thing that wanted to pop out of my mouth was like that you're focused on the commitment aspect, but that's not suggesting any kind of solution. It's just enforcing the fact that, like, in a sense, you don't believe that it's like destined for you to be in some kind of committed contract regardless. You might have like always second best syndrome kind of energy, but then I'm trying to look at it from the flip side of what advice Spirit would be trying to give. And, I can see that that would be about perhaps seeking a trusted spiritual counselor or friend that you could talk to about these feelings. It could even be a therapist. But let me try to get one more. Anything else, Spirit? For Pisces? Okay. Oh, well, we got that. And the Four of Cups is behind it, too, which my thumb is kind of covering, but I just wanted to show y'all. Okay, so the Temperance flipped over. 2 major arcanas there. And I just got, a peaceful feeling when I saw that card, which I don't always, even though it is about, peacefulness and balance and all that kind of stuff. But I felt like, you're being protected and looked over by higher forces, and they do love you. So I know that sounds corny. It's not even something that would normally come out of my mouth, but that's what I'm picking up very clearly from this Pisces. Like, you are loved. So sometimes that's hard to focus on when it seems like the humans in our lives that we long for don't return our love. Was that Sagittarius that got the unrequited love card, or was that... Anyway, sorry, I digress. I'm going to move on. The Lovers, the two of you are very drawn to one another by a sense of a very strong soulmate connection. That's pretty clear. So both of you, it's major arcana there. There is the aspect of it being a Gemini card and being about choice as well, but you continue to keep choosing each other is what I'm getting from that, in a sense, you and your twin, despite whatever may occur. Now this next one I'm jumping to, too, without going any further into that, that's pretty clear too. The Ten of Swords, this is what is so great about the connection. And so, I mean, the only thing I could think to say off the top of my head is that the pain is over. Can't get any worse. But Spirit, please clarify the Ten of Swords. Why is that so great about Pisces and their twins connection? Okay. What do we got here? The Six of Wands, Leo energy. Why is that a victory? Accolades. Oh, okay, okay. So what's great is that you are at the end of a very painful cycle, but it doesn't have anything to do with the pain that you've caused to one another. It's the pain that's been brought to the relationship from outside sources. I don't know why that wasn't clicking for me, but I see that what's so great is that, like, despite the fact that you may have been kind of like set up to fail by friends, like maybe if you're a male, for instance, maybe your homeboys were always like bringing you to strip clubs or whatever, trying to get you to forget about your twin, trying to get you, whatever, or like, I'm not gonna go into a female example, but you get the drift. There were people that were kind of not, and that often happens in twin flame connections. And then people are like, well, who gives a shit what happens to me and my twin? We're not celebrities. I don't think I'm that important, whatever. I don't have any paparazzi. And it's like, you don't understand that there's a difference between what we see on this 3D realm and what people's status and their value and worth appear to be to our naked eye versus what things actually are on the 5D spiritual plane. And I understand it's as above, so below. So there are certain things that reflect as, the same throughout. However, outside appearances can often be very deceiving. And so twin flames are often targeted, and, I'm not going to get into spiritual warfare and all that kind of stuff in this particular reading right now, but they can be attacked by outside sources that don't want to see them come into union. for reasons which are many and that I'm not going to go into, but you probably know a little bit about it if you're on this journey or if you have, studied up on it. So the point here is the two of you are, you've gone through the betrayals and all that from friends or family members, ex-lovers, whatever the case may be, and your connection has emerged victorious. So I don't know if you guys are actually in union or if this is just the case that despite your issues, you both are, who each other is, and you continue to find these victories and to overcome outside opinion together. I think that's really pretty. Yeah, pretty's the wrong word. It's a lovely energy, okay? So, Seven of Wands. What complicates your connection, though, is that, having reached those victories, then it's like standing your ground. I do sense spiritual warfare here, I'm not going to lie. There's not a lot of room to delve into that here in this reading, but so you're constantly having to protect your connection from outside temptations and influences. Even looking back to the lovers here, what draws you together now, it's reminding me of a shout out to Gina from Cancer Baby Tarot, because she talks about the lovers and how it's about Adam, Eve, and the snake, and so it's like there's always some kind of outside temptation. And so, it makes sense to me, but I just like the way that she put it, and so it's like you're constantly having to defend against those outside temptations and stuff. Let's see. We're almost done. I do kind of want to look at that, though. Spirit, can you clarify this? Seven of Wands. Okay, so we've got the Page of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. That's funny. Thank you, Spirit. Fire energy there. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and a dash of Capricorn with the Two of Pentacles. So we're talking about people that are constantly wanting to come in and throw a little curveball with cute little flirtatious messages, or maybe, nudes, shit to just kind of throw your relationship off kilter, make you look their way, that kind of stuff. So y'all have been, people that want to tempt you basically into going into three-party situations where you're juggling each other. Obviously, we're talking about a monogamous type of connection here, because if this were like a poly thing, that would not be an issue. But I'm seeing here that you're constantly having to protect yourselves or your connection from other people. And it's not even necessarily just about sexual infidelity. It can be about just people wanting to spark your interest in something else, just kind of lead you off of your twin flame journey. Okay, so with the Six of Swords, your twin is helping you by bringing you from formerly turbulent waters into calmer ones. Yeah, so maybe before you met your twin, things in your life were, kind of in a bad place, and they helped pull you out of that at times. Or the twin flame connection gives you some type of hope or something to, I don't know. It seems you guys have a really really strong connection. I haven't picked up on energy quite this strong in a lot. It's one of the more powerful readings, is what I'm trying to say. The Justice card is how you help to heal your twin. So you make them feel like there is something right still in the universe. It's not always the case that bad things happen to good people and vice versa. The universe does see the goodness in the two of you, and that you balance each other out, and that it's fair. How nice. And then finally, the energy of the two of you when you're together, the Emperor. And it's being especially pointed out to me here, or highlighted right now. We always say regardless of gender. And usually with the Emperor and the Empress, I think, I understand the concept of there being no gender in tarot. But to me, that's like the ultimate expression of the masculine and the feminine. So, I understand that, okay, I'm not going to even go into the whole gender thing. I'm just trying to make the point that right now, though, in this reading, I'm seeing it as, yes, like the duality, like Emperor and Empress. Like the two of you are obviously, when you're at your highest vibration, which it looks like right now things are going pretty well. You're the Emperor and the Empress together. Your energy together in a unity. And that's being expressed here with the Emperor card. Of course, there are other traits about the Emperor that one could expound upon. I mean, you guys are large and, in control and all that kind of stuff when you're together as well. The whole power couple type of dynamic. Spirit, anything else on this Emperor before I end why did I almost say Taurus? Before I end Pisces reading? I don't know if... Alright, I'm going to try one more time. Oop. Okay. Page of Pentacles. And right behind it, the Empress. I don't know if y'all can... I'm horrible at... Okay. Anyway, I'm not including that in the spread. But the one that flipped over on top is the Page of Pentacles. If you are of childbearing age and you are not interested in producing offspring any time soon, I'm sorry, is what I meant to say. I'm getting distracted because I'm straightening these cards. If you are of childbearing age and you don't plan on getting pregnant anytime soon, I would be very careful the next time you come into 3D union with your twin. Of course, that could be a beautiful thing, and it could also be very welcomed to bring a child, possible earth sign. If it has nothing to do with that, though, then I just see this as being good news, you know, between the two of you toward establishing something solid. And I'll leave that there. The final thing here that I'm going to do is pull 2 cards from the pre-shuffled Twin Flame Oracle deck. This morning has been kind of painful for me, y'all. These readings have not gone as smoothly as usual, so I apologize if it's been hard to watch, but then again, I'm sure you wouldn't still be here if it was horrible. So, if you made it through, thank you for your time and attention, Pisces. First card is Vibration, Energy and Positivity. Raise your vibration to attract what you desire. And then we have Stuck, Block, Third Party, Silence, Barrier. Shift your focus to clear the energy. Okay, so if somebody has succeeded in kind of putting a wedge between y'all for the time being, and you're in separation, you know, keep in mind what I was talking about before with the whole spiritual warfare aspect and all that, Pisces. We'll get into that in some other readings. I have a lot of plans for different things I want to do for the channel, but please like, share, subscribe, and check out your yin reading tonight if you're interested. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye, Pisces.